I've been fortunate enough to spend the last 2 years, a few months at a time, traveling the Himalayan mountains on the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I got to use the bike well in excess of 10,000 kilometers. I went off-road, on the road, in all sorts of places. But before we get started, quick specs. So what we have here is an Indian manufactured bike, formerly a British company. But the Indians loved it so much that they just kept making the bikes. And now, up until recently, merely 2 years ago, they have decided to not only design but also manufacture their very own bike, the Royal Enfield Himalayan, which came out 2 years ago. Received a lot of negative reviews online, a lot of hate, but these haters, they didn't realize one thing. They didn't realize that when a new product comes to the market, you got to give it time. It gets refined and redeveloped. And now that it has been refined, it is now fuel injected. It comes with ABS outside of India, in Australia, the UK, Europe, and the USA, and Canada, I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure if it's in Canada yet, but if you're from Canada, let me know. And now that it's been refined and it has fuel injection and ABS, is it a great bike? Well, here's the top 5 things that I love about this bike, and top 5 reasons that you yourself should go and buy one if you don't already have it. If you have one, you should keep it. Okay, so the first thing that anyone would like about this bike, and the first thing that draws your attention to it, is obviously the price. It is such a well-priced motorbike. Now come on, 6,900 Australian dollars. It is 4,500 US dollars, 4,200 British pounds, or 1.7 lakh rupees. Although if you convert all of those figures into the same currency, it never equals the same thing. I don't know why the hell it's priced differently in one country to what it is in another country. 4,200 British pounds. Pretty sure that's more than 6,900 Australian dollars. And if you look at all the Western figures, it doesn't really make sense that the Indians only have to pay an equivalent of 3,500 Australian dollars for the motorbike, whereas I have to pay double in Australia. Now, I guess that's fair enough because it is manufactured in India, but the same doesn't go for the BMW G310 GS or any of those other Indian-made motorbikes. They go for way more. So if you're in India, pay close attention to the Royal Enfield Himalayan, because what you get for that price is a lot. You get a BMW G310 GS for like 3.5 lakhs. That's a lot of money. That's like double what you pay for the Royal Enfield Himalayan. So when price is the first thing that we like about this bike, you really have to open your eyes and ears and not be overly judgmental about it, because you can't expect, you're not going to get what a BMW 1200 GS gives you for that price. And people that have a brain will never expect that.
Fucking hell, man. Literally, I'm going that quick, and then look at that. I come up to this, like a quick curve. No warning sign, nothing. I could have gone flying off the side of that mountain.
Number 2 is probably the main reason that anyone would ever want to buy this bike, the Offroad Performance. It's got a lot of low to mid-range torque, 24 horsepower at 6,500 RPM, which is not too impressive. But when it comes to off-road performance, you're not supposed to be concerned with horsepower. You're supposed to be concerned with torque. 32 Newton meters of torque at 4,500 RPM. That's really low to mid-range inclined. And what that means is that you get a lot of power straight off the bat on any type of terrain. It's got a lot of pulling power, much like a tractor would have. And if you guys have seen any of my videos of me test riding this bike on all sorts of terrain in the Himalayan mountains, terrain that any non-adventure, non-dual purpose bike would not be able to do, it just does it with ease. It just climbs up mountains. It is basically unstoppable when it comes to off-road performance, and that's great. For such a small price tag, such high off-road performance, it kind of makes you overlook what it can do on the road, because what it can do on the road is not too great. And another thing that contributes to its off-road performance is the fact that it has a 21-inch front tire and a 17-inch rear tire. That is something that is characteristic of a true dual-purpose bike. You always need a high ground clearance, and this is what the bike offers. The amazing thing is, unlike the KLR 650, which I have here in my garage, this bike also offers a low seat height. The KLR 650, as a 6'1" rider, sometimes I'm tippy-toeing. If I try to get both feet down, I'm actually tippy-toeing. On a freaking bike like that, 6'1", and I'm tippy-toeing? You serious? But when you come to the Royal Enfield Himalayan, a seat height of about 32 inches, I bet a rider 5'10" can easily flat-foot it, because I can easily flat-foot it. And that also makes it really capable for new riders to quickly jump on this bike and handle it, because you can easily flat-foot it. So if you make any mistakes, you can throw your legs on the ground and do the chicken walk, you know, as many riders do when they first start riding. In addition to its low to mid-range torque and its high ground clearance, the bike also offers capable suspension. 180mm front fork. The suspension is really smooth and soft on this bike. When I'm going off-road on it, I really don't feel the bumps at all. It's just amazing. And the next point I really love about this bike, the third point, is the comfort. Now this is something that goes hand in hand with its off-road capabilities. So if you don't have a comfortable bike and you're not able to stand up and adopt a standing position on it, then you're really going to struggle when it comes to intense off-road riding. Because what you need is that dirt bike kind of capability to stand up on the foot pegs and basically have your legs bent so that they absorb all the force and all the bumpiness of the roads. Because if you're sitting on the seat, it doesn't matter how comfortable the seat is. Your ass is going to get sore. You're going to feel all of the bumps throughout your entire body. But when you're able to stand on the foot pegs and you have an upright handlebar, just like the Royal Enfield Himalayan does, then you won't feel those bumps at all. And with the raised handlebars and the ideal rider triangle that this bike adopts, basically you get a really comfortable riding position that will allow you to ride for hours and hours. And then when you get to that hour where your ass is really sore, you just stand up on the foot pegs, just wiggle your ass around, let it loose, fart, do whatever you need to do to get comfortable again, and then you just sit back down and it's like you just had a break. Moving on to the next one, number 4, the fuel mileage. Now let me just say, with this bike, personally my experience, doesn't matter what kind of roads you tackle, it will deliver a similar fuel mileage. So obviously if you're on the highway and you're just going straight in a straight line and you're sitting on about 4,000 to 5,000 RPM on highway speeds, the bike will get a better mileage. But if you're hitting off-road terrain and you're hitting windy roads and you're going through city traffic, the mileage won't be as good, but it will be quite similar. I get about 36 kilometers per litre on this bike, which is about 85 miles per gallon. Now, come on, that's amazing. With a 15 litre fuel tank, that'll give you a range of 540 kilometers.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
On paper, that's what it says, 540 kilometers when you do the math. But in reality, that figure holds true. Between 500 and 540 kilometers, I definitely got. And the final thing I like about the bike, the thing that you've all been waiting for, because for some reason everyone thinks that this is in order of from least to best, but it's not really, it's just in whatever order. The final thing I like about the bike, number 5, is that it has a very simple, simplistic and rugged design. The reason I like this is because Royal Enfield have taken all the hocus pocus nonsense out of motorcycles. They've kept it nice and simple because it is just there for one purpose, and that purpose is to get you from point A to B in comfort and capably. With a simple design, what it allows you to do is, if you get any problems with the bike, you can quickly disassemble it and you can get to whatever components you need to get to quickly fix the bike. As you've seen in my last video where we were traveling the dark, one of my mechanical minded friends was quickly able to open the bike up, get to the carburetor and fix the carburetor issue within 10 minutes. And that's quite impressive because it's got minimal fairings on the bike. You can see the engine, you can see all the components on the outside. It makes it really easy to do your regular maintenance on the bike as well. And it's got a bash plate on the front to protect the engine and other components. And basically everything just goes really well together. Now I'll be making another video on the 5 things I don't like about the Royal Enfield Himalayan and the 5 reasons that you should never get the Royal Enfield Himalayan. And that's also a video that you should really check out in the future before you buy this bike, because there are certain aspects of this bike that need to be considered before you go to buy it. But overall, in the end, it's a great dual sports bike that delivers excellent value for money, and that's basically what all these 5 things boil down to, is value for money. You get a great value for money when you get this motorbike, and I guess that's its main appeal. A lot of beginner riders that want to get into motorbike riding but have no desire to get a sports bike or a cruiser and just want a bike that can go from point A to B, and you can also have a lot of fun on it on the weekends, take it down to your local track or whatever, then the Royal Enfield Himalayan is for you. And you should go and put the 6,900 Australian dollars down, or whatever your equivalent local currency is. Anyway guys, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in my future videos.